What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome back to more Let's Play Destiny. In the last episode, we began Season of the Plunder by smuggling Spider out of the captivity of House Salvation. We also learned that Aramis has broken free from her stasis prison. And we made it here to the Elixir Quarter, where we have decided to start up a little campaign against Aramis and these apparent pirate captains of Fallen. Basically at the behest of Drifter and against the wishes of Mithrax, who is the leader of House Light, who lives here in the Elixir Quarter. Now, we're supposed to talk to Spider to start all of this, so let's do so.
Guardian, it's been a while. Seems like only yesterday I was in the Tangled Shore, trading in Seraphite and Phase Glass. Now, I'm nestled in the bosom of the Traveler. Oh! Funny where owing a debt to Drifter can get you, huh? And let's keep the details of my ignominious rescue between us. Now then, it sounds as though you're off to cross swords with Aramis and the old crews. Mithrax seemed none too pleased about that. I wonder why. I'll tell you what, my friend. I'll let you keep using my ship while you go digging for secrets. I think you've got the steel for it. Now go show those pirates what happens when they crush Spider. While you're gone, I'll gather some accoutrements no budding captain should be without. No need to thank me, Guardian. I only ask that you keep my wanton generosity to yourself. I have a reputation to maintain.
I love Spider as a character. He's absolutely great. Okay, Legacy. Ahoy and away. Defeat Aramis' loyal pirates in Ketchcrash. Let's acquire this and do this thing. So, we're going to be talking about the very first of the 3 activities that are a part of Season of Plunder today, which is Ketchcrash. This is a 6-player match-made activity that sort of slightly changes things up every single time you run through it, and also on a week-to-week basis. So there are 2 possible activities. Well, I should say, let me start over. You have an opening activity, which is always the same. You have 2 activities after the fact, and it will give you 1 of each on every random run. And then there is another 2 possible activities on the 3rd encounter, and it will be random which one you get. And the final encounter is a boss. Now, the boss only changes on a weekly basis, while everything else changes on a per run basis. And then, like I said, the opening counter doesn't change at all. This is kind of like it's supposed to be kind of like a menagerie from Season of Opulence. There's been a lot of 6-player activities over the past couple of years. Really only the more Cabal-focused seasons have been less so, with 3-player activities and whatnot, hilariously enough. But everything else has either been solo or 6-player. And so we're going to be running through this. This is going to be a little bit of a hectic mess, so don't put too much stock into it anyway. It's kind of supposed to be that way. I'll just kind of go over the objectives as we go through this. This is not the most interesting activity in Season of Plunder, actually. This is probably the least interesting activity. It's kind of just kill things, do incredibly vague and basic objectives, and try to get a lot of kills and finish bounties and things like that. That's really all there is to it. It's very, very simple, impossible to fail. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. All right, let's do this thing. So it's still a fun activity, though. I don't want to say it's bad. It's just doesn't have a lot about it that changes, and probably becomes the most tedious on when you do a multitude of runs. But yeah, here we go.
This sketch contains stolen goods. Find them so they might fulfill a better purpose. Better purpose indeed.
So as we run out here into the first encounter, we are going to get bombarded by Fallen, and what we are supposed to do is we're supposed to kill them and also align these cannons as they take out the defenses of the Ketch that is way over there. So, yeah, because we need to get aboard that thing to then start doing a whole lot of damage. Now, in a moment here, once we have killed off enough enemies, and all of them are dead, and apparently, okay, now they all are, we're going to have to start capturing these plates. But we do actually have little fallen buddies. I got to stop calling them fallen. Little Elixni buddies that are actually going to help us out with this. We have Spider's Associates, and they're shooting these cannonballs over at the Ketch while we take this on. Now, as soon as, if you look at the little timeline marker up on the top left, as soon as that hits the blue diamond, this portion of the activity is done. And so then we can go in through this cannon right here and launch on over to the Ketch. Very simple. And like you can see, I have my little friends here helping me out, which is awesome. I honestly love it. It's one of my favorite things about this season is all of the little AI friends that you have helping you out. They're really cool, honestly. And you've got a melee focused one. You got some with wire rifles. You got some with the more of the sniper rifle style. You've also got the servitor that can, I believe, defend your other fallen buddies as well as also just do damage on its own. But now with all of that done, into the cannon we go. And I love how the sound effects just drown out as you go through. It's pretty incredible, actually. Is that all of them? Okay, we got one more right there.
These privateers mean business. Whatever Aramis was paying them must be juicy.
Perhaps I picked the wrong side.
I don't know about that, Spider. Otherwise, we'd have to kill you, but up we go. So, there is a spot to place a rally banner here at the beginning of the first one. I'm going to rally to that flag. I'm going to wait for everybody else before I open the door because that'll take the flag away. So, common courtesy, just give them a moment to all rally to the flag before you open the door. And then whichever room it takes us in means whatever encounter we're going to be doing next. So, for this one, we are supposed to hack some terminals. We need to kill some servitors, and then once we do, once they are dead, we need to, again, capture some plates. But while we're doing so, we're going to have these turrets up here constantly shooting at us, as well as enemies swarming in, particularly things like war beasts, and you'll eventually get, like, exploder shanks and things along those lines. But we're doing this to take down the shield so that we can destroy the security optic right here in the center. Now, this thing does not take precision damage, so I would just throw, like, your super at it. Anything that really doesn't have to concern itself too much with precision damage. So rockets are also really good for this, too. Now, the thing about these turrets is they don't just do damage to you, they also slow you down significantly. By looking at you, it's getting caught in their gaze. So try to avoid that. But once you get all of them, and go grab a few more orbs over here. We still got some more servitors over this way. Oh, that was a bad throw. There we go. Almost got it. And I'm going to use my rocket launcher on this one. So I can just kill you. Almost got it. Oh, come on, guys. Kill that last one over there. It's like all by itself. There you go. As soon as we hack this one, we're good to unload into this thing. We've got an empowering rift down, so I'm going to try to stay in it without hitting my friends here. There's some damage. One more. Okay, I think we got it. Yep, we did. All right, awesome. And there it is. Very simple encounter. Also good music. All right, let's continue. So what is our... I believe there's like a little bit of a midway point before we go to the next encounter. Yep, that's right. We have to go in this room and kill a few enemies. Making our way through here. But let's just kind of fight our way through all of these guys. Okay, he's going to run off. So he is the boss in this particular week's encounter. The one that we just sent flying there is... It's either him, which is a captain, either a giant servitor or a giant shank, if I remember correctly. I'll grab all that before I actually gain ship access. All right, let's continue. So maintenance bay. I think this is the ether tanks one, if I'm not mistaken. There's another one that also has like walkers and stuff. No, it is the walker one. Okay, cool. This is a good one actually. So you're gonna have two walkers that are gonna drop in. And these have to be taken out like normal walkers at first, but there is a special mechanic to actually making them vulnerable once again after you have done the certain required amount of damage to put a stop to them. So right now, I'm just going to use my radiance here, but once these walkers start all spawning in, because there's one on the left side, I think they're shooting at it right now. We need to kill a captain, a Scorch captain, that is going to be dropping a turret. So let's see if I can find him. I'm actually going to focus on this one, though, while everyone else does that. So hold on a moment. Oh, I almost died there. Oh, landed. Let me dodge. Thank you. That was really close. Move, 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 move. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to die. Ah, get me up, get me up, get me up. Thank you. Okay, if we can just get this thing low enough. I think it's because he jumped in front of my... There it is. Okay, so now that that's all down, we need to find that Scorch captain. So let's go and kill him. There he is. Come here, you. Almost. Okay, there we go. We got it. So now with the Scorch captain, what we need to do is we need to take out these generators here that are all protecting it. And it needs to be the ones that are actually focused on it for the time being. I think we need to do 2 rounds of that, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to actually drop that. Let's continue taking out this stupid walker. There we go. Almost got it. I love the music, too. It's honestly so great. I think we're going to probably be saved from having to take out more generators here. There it is. And the walker is down. And I think that was both of them, so we should be good to go. Going this way? Okay, we're going this way. Let's get out of here. Very, very simple encounter. So there's another one with, there's another one with the ether tanks. I can't remember what the last encounter is. You know, that honestly might actually be the only other one. I thought there was 4, but maybe there's only 3. I might need to correct myself later. But yeah, super simple. That's really all Ketchcrash is, and now all that remains is the actual boss itself. And if you're fast enough, you can make it through this door before it even spawns in, which is what this guy did. As soon as we're ready, everybody rallies to that flag, so begins the fight. Now this one starts you out in here, but it later moves out into the main area, which is a bit different from the other fights. So what he's going to do is he's going to start by spawning in a bunch of helpers, Cabal and Fallen alike. Obviously this stuff is, if you're wondering where the Cabal is coming from, they are Callus's Cabal, so that explains that. Actually, I think they're Red Legion Cabal, and then the Fallen are obviously House Salvation and the pirate crews themselves. So let's just get enough damage in here to get this guy down to a certain amount of health. He is going to retreat, and then he's going to start spawning in more stuff. Let's take these guys out. There we go. Any more? You're going to throw it? Nope, they're all dead that way, too. All right, more war beasts. I'm going to chuck that grenade there at the door. And as soon as he comes in, I'm actually, if I can get these servitors through, I would like to be able to hit them all with a super. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think these guys are just a little too on their A game at the moment. As soon as the boss comes through, though, I'd be happy to hit him with it at least. There we go. Ooh, that's some good damage. Okay, almost. There we go. That's what I like to see. Okay, that should be enough. Now he's going to retreat, and this time we'll be allowed to actually go through. Once we kill all the enemies in here. Come on. There's more. There's more behind us, too. A lot of gladiators over here. You got him? No, we missed a drag. All right, we're good. Now we can, I think, head outside. So let's just take this guy out. Watch out for those turrets, though, because they will melt you down if you try to run too fast. I can't tell you how many times I see a group run out there and then they all just get decimated by them. There we go. There we go. I have to be so careful with this rocket launcher in this activity because it is so easy for my teammates to jump in my way. There it is. That is Ketchcrash, everybody. Super, super simple. Although that is probably the easiest of the 3 bosses, at least in terms of... And it's also the fastest, so really not all that difficult. But take that, and then what you're supposed to do at the end of every single Ketchcrash is also celebrate with your crew to get a little bit of extra rewards. So do an emote at the end, and you're good to go. There it is. That's Ketchcrash. All right, let's head to the helm now so we can introduce the star chart. I will see you all there in just a moment. And we have landed. Okay, so we've walked past this thing so many times already. You're probably wondering what this thing was. This is the star chart. This is what is necessary for Season of the Plunder. Let's interact with it. A reward awaits you beside the star chart. It rests on a scrap of paper covered in surprisingly delicate handwriting. I knew you had the steel for it, the note reads. Now gather your crew and begin your journey. I've met a few pirate captains in my time, and you can't be any worse than them. Good luck. The note bears Spider's insignia. We get ourselves a slug shotgun, no reprieve. This one, I believe, has a static roll. There is no way of getting a different roll from this on this first one. But there are, obviously, you can get more random rolls of it later. Now, Cells of the Ship Stealer. With alarming bolts of arc energy, the star chart crackles to life as you approach. The interface, clearly adapted from a fallen walker, shows possible pirate routes across the galaxy. The screen is a confusing mess of Elixni symbols and coordinate shorthand. The screen flickers impatiently, anticipating calibration with someone bearing a captain's atlas.
Guardian, I thought the Elixni had moved on from such senseless brutality. It seems I was mistaken. Aramis has awoken, and has summoned the old crews to aid her. Regrettably, it falls on you to stop them. For that, you will require a star chart and a captain's atlas. Spider had these antiques in his collection. Use them if you must, but remember that you are a guardian, chosen by the light. These pirates, brutal remnants of our past, are not. Aramis chose to ally with them for a reason. They know the stars in a way even House Salvation does not. I fear that Aramis may seek... Pay me no mind. Raise arms against these pirates and discover the truth for yourself.
Okay, we can do that, Misrax. All right, so he's got everything. I'm not even going to read all that. Legacy Captain's Atlas. So this is the required item that we're going to need for everything, all of the currency here in Season of Plunder. Let's start by taking a look at it within our inventory. Right here, map fragments, 5 of 50. Treasure coordinates, 50 of 325. So I'm going to put these map fragments and treasure coordinates in right away, and that is going to allow us to move on to the next activity, which is known as Expedition. You need these treasure maps to go through an expedition and open up the chest at the end, otherwise it is a huge waste of your time. But let's talk about everything else here at the star chart. So I'm going to grab a couple of these, get myself a few more spoils of plunder, got myself the Linear Fusion, which is actually a pretty darn good one, Steel Spy Pitch class. Not the best roll on that, but I can do better. We also, as you can see here, have a few different things. So I haven't unlocked bounties yet. You will be able to unlock those later. We do have yet more of these things to do. We got to use Repute this time. And what's really cool is right off the bat, you have the ability to get yourself a type of crewmate. So I said before that we have these crewmates that are part of Spider's crew. And you've got Scurvy, who is a servitor. You've got Halsix, who is a Vandal sniper. And some Skiff Blades, there's actually 2 of them, who are, well, melee Vandals. And you can add any one of these to your crew, and you have to have any one of them active within the star chart within the treasure map fragment to use them in an activity. So you can spawn them in Ketchcrash, you can spawn them in expeditions, and they will help you out and give you little bonuses as you continue to unlock more things. So I am actually going to be working on Scurvy first. Let's add them with our Repute. Now, if I want to get more Repute, if we take a look once again into our seasonal challenges, go back to Season of Plunder, and there you go. Bunch of them that are basically all ready to go. I just need to get through each of the 8 weeks of challenges here. There are a bunch more, though, as you can see, a lot more possible challenges for Repute with future things. Like we have shaping weapons, we've got crewmates to summon, I've got treasure chests to get, map fragments and treasure coordinates to get, all sorts of stuff that can get me different amounts of Repute as I go. And there are none in the level up track this time. In fact, these are completely different awards that we can get here. Now let's talk about Umbral focusing. So we still have Worldly Armor, which is in pretty much every Umbral focusing thing at this point. But now we have Hake, Omelon, Suros, and Vice Weapon, Foundry Weapon engrams that we can unlock here. So For instance, if we take a look in our inventory, just as an example, Enyo D right here. This is a Hake submachine gun. I could get that out of the Hake engram. Let's see. So is Boudica C, also Hake. Could get that out of the Hake engram. If we head down, oh my gosh, I've put away most of my weapons. Typhon GL5. This is an Omelon weapon. And you can see up here on the top left, you can see what foundries they belong to. Suros regime is Suros. Obviously, that's not going to come out of the engram, but we've had other ones. Like there's a scout rifle that's Suros, and there's a sniper rifle that's Suros. All of these can be gotten from these different focusing engrams. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to focus a few of these here. Let's do an Omelon one. Let's do a Hake one. And then let's do a Suros one. Why not? And just kind of see what we get out of that. So we got Syncopation. Arvondale FR6 with actually a pretty decent roll. I think I might hang on to that. And then the last one went to our Postmaster. So why don't we check that out really quickly before we look at the rest of the... Before we look at the rest of the list. That was really terrible. Okay, so last page for the star chart, if we head on to that, is Umbral focusing for armor and weapons. Naturally, same deal as with any other. I will say that I think that this is probably some of the best armor of the entire year. Catch Killer armor is just really freaking sweet looking. But now let's talk about the weapons. So we only have one set of weapons this time. There isn't... and there's no reprisals like there was with Season of the Haunted and the opulent weapons. It's just a whole new set. Now, a lot of these are heavily arc and stasis focused, as you can see here. There's not really any solar, void, or kinetic to work with here. So the thing about this is that Season of Plunder came with the launch of Arc 3.0. So they specifically wanted to give us Arc weapons that synergized really well with Arc. One of the perks that came with Arc 3.0 is a perk known as Volt Shot. Volt Shot is basically the ability to chain a lightning damage to tons of enemies and cause bursts of electricity on top of a jolting effect, which is, it's really strong. It's extremely strong, and you can get that from Tarnished Metal, Brigand's Law, and I think Sales by Pitch Glass, but I don't think you can get it from Plank Stride. I might be wrong, but I don't think you can get it from that one. As for No Reprieve and Blood Feud, they are... I don't think there was a single slug stasis shotgun up to this point, and I know for a fact there wasn't a... No, that's not true. There was a stasis submachine gun, but not of this archetype. The only other one was the one in what is it? Oh, in the Throne World, excuse me. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I can't actually remember. So, all pretty unique weapons. But if I'm going to be honest, the best weapon here... Well, the two best weapons here are the Scout Rifle, Tarnished Metal, and the sidearm, Brigand's Law. Getting Volt Shot on either of these is the play. Everything else is fine. Unfortunately for Blood Feud, it doesn't really have a whole lot of good perks. Same with No Reprieve, despite their archetypes. Sales by Pitch Glass is good, but it doesn't really do anything that something like a Taipan can't do better. And Plank Stride is the worst archetype of machine gun in the game, so it's really not all that great. Plus, it's arc, and it's much better to have something like Retrofit Escapade, where you can add its effect to something like Volatile Rounds, for instance. But that is pretty much everything in the star chart. Next episode, guys, we're going to be jumping into our first expedition, which, if I remember correctly, I might as well take a look and see where this is actually going to take us. Is it on the map here? Oh, it's going to just take us in the expedition playlist. Okay, cool. Well, we'll get to see whatever expedition that's going to turn out to be. There are, I believe, 3 different possible expedition locations. So we'll be sure to go through all of those as we continue throughout this season. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.